Hello, my name is Justin Haruyama. I use pronouns he, him, his, or they, them, theirs. I am biracial, a mix of white and Japanese, and I will be presenting to you my thesis entitled Mining for Coal and Souls, Modes of Relationality in Emerging Chinese-Zambian Worlds. How are the rapidly growing numbers of Chinese migrants and investors transforming sub-Saharan African countries, such as Zambia, and the everyday lives of the people who live in them? There have been many macro-level analyses of contemporary Africa-China relations that have examined the role of Chinese state-owned enterprises in Africa and have often portrayed China as either neo-colonial exploiter or South-South win-win development partner of African countries. My project moves beyond these macro-level analyses to consider the ways in which contemporary Africa-China relations are being built from the bottom up in countries such as Zambia through the concrete, everyday interactions between individual Africans and Chinese. I do this by examining two domains. The first is that of religion, through a congregation of Zambian Jehovah's Witnesses who have all learned Chinese as a second language and who now conduct their worship services exclusively in Mandarin so as to better appeal to the growing Chinese migrant community in Zambia. The second domain is that of labor, through a Chinese-operated coal mine in Zambia that not only epitomizes a new wave of capitalist transformation in Africa, but has also given rise to a new hybrid pidgin language spoken between its Chinese and Zambian employees, and new transnational family formations as Chinese men at the mine take on multiple wives and children in both Zambia and China. News reports of these relatively new encounters between Chinese and Zambians have tended to focus on their most lurid details, as when 3 Chinese factory bosses were murdered by their Zambian employees in Zambia's capital, Lusaka, earlier this year. But my research complicates the simple tales that are often told in the international press of exploited and angry African workers and haughty Chinese bosses. Lower-rung Chinese workers in Zambia tend to be marginalized and exploited by their Chinese companies too. And despite occasional outbursts of violence, my research shows that everyday interactions between Chinese and Zambians are characterized as much by joking, creative linguistic play, romantic affections, and religious sharing as they are by animosity or violence.